Record this. So welcome everyone to our Instructor Training Center CCNA 3 class. You obviously, well, you may not obviously know, but I am not Brian Crump. He was originally scheduled to teach this class. He's not teaching it. I am going to teach it this semester. I am, again, Kelly Caudle. I'm the head of our Academy Support Center at Stanley Community College. I'm also the lead instructor in our Instructor Training Center. I teach CCNA, CCNP, Cyber Ops. I don't teach DevNet. That's the one I don't teach because I'm not a very good programmer, to be quite honest. So that's not one of the ones I teach. I also run our online IT Academy, which is my other role here, which is handling all of the programs that teach professional certifications. So VMware Academy or Broadcom, VMware, Palo Alto, AWS, Microsoft, those. We also teach Cisco classes and those to students. So that's my primary role. I've been in the Cisco Academy for almost 25 years now. Been with the state 28 years. So I've been here a while and have been teaching in the Cisco Academy for a good while. Just real quick, Angela, if you will, tell me what school you're at and how long you've been there and kind of what you teach.
I'm at Spartanburg Community College. Been here 13 years. So I'm in the networking cyber program. So I'm teaching the networking and the security classes. So trying to get through all the CCNA.
Good. I'm actually teaching, helping with a class at the Greenville CTE Center. We're trying to get them their CCST. Their instructor left at December, and that's been a mess, but we're trying to work with them. So we're right in that Greenville, Spartanburg area. So
Okay.
very neat. Ben, how about yourself?
I teach at Southern Regional Technical College, way down in Southwest Georgia. It used to be Bainbridge State College,
Okay.
and I've been teaching for 28 years.
Wow, you're like me
I
then.
did, yeah, I did actually. I did CCNA back in the day, about 2000, and taught it for several years here, and then
I
sort
remember.
of saturated the market, and nobody signed up for it. And so we kind of got away from that. And it was so long ago that my information was not in the new Cisco account system. So I
Right.
had to start over and do the classes again because
But
they wanted me
there's a
to
big
teach
difference
new.
big difference between this and what we went through in the early 2000s too. Or
Oh,
no.
sure thing. Yeah. All
Yeah.
the new IPv6 stuff and more security. Yeah. So
Good.
I've been enjoying the classes, brushing up and then picking the new things out.
Good. Excellent. And Jawad?
I teach at Arkansas State University, Mid-South Community College, the Technical Center, and I teach IT. I teach the CompTIA A+ course, and I teach networking, at least the first two CCNA courses, aside from the lead instructor. I've been enjoying the classes. I've been teaching for only a year and a half now, but I've been enjoying the classes here in Stanley. I found myself enjoying networking better than programming because I graduated with a programming degree.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to finishing this one so I can take the official test and yeah.
And with the networking, come to the dark side. No,
Yes.
I love that. That's me. I'm a networking person. So I absolutely have done it for years and years and love it. And so just am glad to be able to do it. Real quickly, I'm going to talk about our class. You've had Kirby, you've been in our classes before, so you know the basic format for our instructor training classes. We have really three main areas that we use for these classes, and today is nothing but an introduction overview for you, so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time today. We won't be here the whole time, but first is canvas.stanley.edu, and if you've been in our classes before, you know that is mainly just a jumping point for you. We do have one thing that's a little different because of new state regulations, and that is I do need you to weekly log in to canvas.stanley.edu. And I know maybe you didn't do that in the past. You should have been doing it in the fall for Kirby because it is a requirement now for us that you do log in once a week to Canvas, and that shows attendance. which I know is crazy because we're not even uploading anything into Canvas other than the intro assignment that you did today, hopefully. But we'll show you that. So here's Canvas. When you look at our Canvas site, you will see, well, you're not going to see how to play Mantic's online game there. But here's the dashboard. When you go into Canvas, you should see our CCNA 3 class, ITC. And the only thing we really have in here is an attendance quiz and the assignment, forum assignment. But this is the most important thing, is doing the forum assignment and getting that completed. I do want to go over the syllabus here in just a few minutes, but first off, just talk about how really this is just a jumping point. Our next place that we use, of course, is netacad.com, and this is your primary, for this class, your primary site for the class. You should all be enrolled in a class called ITC CCNA 3 SP24 KFC. And all of you are in. I didn't give you any seat tokens because all of you had classes with us before, so I just went in and picked you out of our database and put you into the class. So you're all enrolled in this class, and you should have access to it right now. Once you go into the class, you will see that, like most of our classes, it will log out when you leave it sitting too long. But like most of our classes, we have in here a series of packet tracer uploads and also NetLabs uploads. So you have NetLabs and packet tracers that you will be completing, and the course content or the modules here. So you really, you don't need to buy a book for this class. There are no books. The content is inside this, just like we had before. Now, one thing I don't put on my syllabus really is read module 1, read module 2. It's assumed if you're working on the labs for module 1 and 2, you're going to read the materials for 1 and 2. When you get done reading 1 and 2, you're going to read 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way down until you read all the modules. So the other thing you'll find about me is I am not a type A personality. So I'm not the type of person who is constantly harping on you about things about, hey, that assignment is 1 day late. I don't care if it's 1 day late. As long as you don't get too far behind. I know you're professionals. I know you are working. You're teaching full time. I do give you dates when things are due. So, if you go in here and look, I have dates for when they are due, and I've got that on your syllabus. So if we go in here and look at our syllabus, there's 2 ways we can look at the syllabus. We can either do simple syllabus, or we can do the syllabus through the doc. We'll just use simple syllabus. But this is CCNA 3. We are basically, I set my office hours and virtual office hours by appointment. If you need me, call me or email me. Emailing's better. Email me, we'll set up a Zoom meeting. Okay, we'll get a Zoom meeting together and we will make sure that we can get any of your problems fixed. Email goes to my phone, and I'm much quicker to reply to emails or be able to get back to you if you email me first and say, hey, I need to get in touch with you. Can you get in touch with me? Then I can get on the phone and or get on Zoom and we can talk. But if you do happen to need to call my office, that's the phone number right there, 704-991-0346. And there's my email address. Just remember, some people, you've been taking classes with us long enough, we're STANLY. We can't afford the E in Stanley. We're too small. Okay. Technical requirements, you just need internet access. As long as you got internet access and fairly decent speed, you're good. And we're going to be looking in this class at really WAN technologies. We will be looking at OSPF version 2, and it's just single area. We're not even doing multi-area. We'll talk a little bit about it, but not much. Mitigating threats, standard IP4 ACLs for administrative and traffic purposes. Looking at how to do NAT, some of the remote access and what a VPN is and how they work. How to do some scalable network architecture, looking a little bit at service level agreements and some of those types of things. Some QoS, a little bit of protocols to manage the network like SMTP, LLDP, network time protocol, CDP, those types of things. And we'll do a little bit of virtualization. So not much, but just a little bit so you can get a feel for what virtualization is and what happens when you try to virtualize different items. But not much. It's not like we're doing a true intro to virtualization. We just have one lab and one area on it. I sum up the academic integrity this way: don't cheat, you go to hell. If you're willing to risk your immortal soul to to pass the class, cheat, but otherwise don't cheat, you'll go to hell. All joking aside, I don't think any of you are going to cheat. Okay, just don't cheat. It doesn't do you any good, and it doesn't help you when you go to take the exams or when you go to teach your students. So regular attendance is required for you. That means logging into Canvas once per week. And as long as you're doing that and making progress, I'm not going to give you a whole lot of trouble. If you end up with a 2-week span where you do nothing and I can't contact you, by requirements of the college, I'm supposed to drop you. All right. Now, if you have something going on in your life, you're sick, you've got a sick family member, you've got something, let me know. All you have to do is let me know, and that 2-week period doesn't apply. Okay. You know, we can be lenient, but I do need you logging into Canvas once per week, even if you're not able to turn anything into our NetAcad class, just so I can say this student is a quote attending class. I don't want any of you to get dropped because I'm forced to drop you for silly reasons.
So a question
Go ahead, Joy.
about the Canvas. So we just log into Canvas?
Literally
Like, we
log
don't
in
do
and go
anything?
in, log into Canvas and click on the classes. All you had to do once per week. And I would just do it if I was you. Every day this meeting is on Wednesdays at 4 o'clock. Just sometime on Wednesday, if you will, for me, log into Canvas and click on the class and go in there. And that's all you have to do.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know it's stupid, but it's, to me, they should be looking at you're logging into netacad.com, which I can show them where you're in there and you're working and all of that. They won't take that because it's not the actual campus LMS. For ITC classes, except for CCNP classes, that's an exception. But for ITC classes, we make netacad.com our primary class site because I don't know how you're going to teach your classes. So I teach you using the LMS that's part of netacad.com. Canvas is a whole lot better LMS than what's being used right now for netacad.com. But that's why I use this. Our campus uses that Canvas. That's why I'm required to have you log into Canvas once per week. All right. If you don't do the intro assignment, you will be dropped. Okay. So I've got about 4 people in this class right now. Some of them are having issues with their account. But if you don't get this introductory assignment done in the first 3 or 4 days of class, I have no recourse. I have to drop you. All of you in here are fine. Looks like you've all done it, so you're good to go. Don't worry about that. Late work, I am very lenient. Okay, folks. I give you a schedule because I know if you're like me, you're not going to do it if you don't have some kind of schedule. I will procrastinate. That's just the way I am. But if you are behind, it's okay. Just try not to get so far behind that at the end of the semester, we're both having to do an enormous amount of work. To pass this class, these are the requirements, and it should be very similar to anything you've done in our other ITC classes. 1, you must take all the chapter or module exams, period, no exceptions in netacad.com. You need to do 80% of the packet tracers in our CCNA 3 class. Now, honestly, there's not that many. When you look in here at the packet tracers, this class is nothing compared to the classes you've had in the past, okay? There are only 13 labs inside of NetLabs. That's it. Inside the NetLabs itself, there are 13 labs that have actual hands-on labs for this entire course. So this is not like CCNA 1 or CCNA 2. There's not as much. But do 80% of the packet tracers, and that just means literally count up the number of packet tracers and do 80% of them. If you do 79.2%, I'm not going to fail you, folks. Again, I'm not a type A personality. I just want you to be able to do these. And again, some of these, if you got time, do them all, because your students are going to do them all. You are an instructor, so I don't ask you to do every single one of them. I do ask my students to do every single one of them. I know you don't have time to do everything. I do want you to do all the NetLab Plus labs, though, because like I said, there's only 13 of them. There's some written labs too, and we'll talk about those. Most of those are pretty easy. I've got them listed inside of our class. So when you look in here, you'll see labs that are a lab that's in the curriculum and not a NetLabs lab. If you want to do those, you can. Most of them are just written assignments. So like looking up social engineering and reporting on a social engineering attack. You don't have to do those for me. If you want to do them and upload them, I'll definitely look at them. And it's something you do want your students to do because they need those types of labs. You already know about social engineering. You know about your broadband options locally in your area. You know about network monitoring software. So you don't need to do those written labs, but your students will need to do those.
Question?
Yeah, go ahead.
About the chapter exams. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, in CCNA 2, we were required to score 80% on each one at the minimum. Is that still true?
I would like for you to score 80%. I set them up where you can take them up to 10 times a piece without me having to do anything to re-enable them. So, and what I'm going to do, they're not on yet. I'm going to wait a couple days until class settles down because I've already had one student added to the class in the last 24 hours. And when you know how it is when you actually enable the exams, when you go in and go into your assessment center and turn the exams on, it only activates for those students who are in the class when you do the activation. So I'm gonna wait a couple days, let everything settle down, then I will turn them on for you. And I allow you to, they'll be on for 90 days and you'll be able to take them up to 10 times each. And yes, I would like for you to score an 80 or higher.
Okay.
Final exam, you got to score a 75 or higher on. Everybody's going to score higher than that because you need to score at least a 70 to get your voucher exam. And then there's no exception. You must take the skills lab final, which is on NetLabs. And we'll talk more about that when we get to it. There's a bunch of policies in here, folks. Take a look at them. Different rules and policies, Connecticut rules, Title IX statements, all those things are in here. You go ahead and look through them if you want to. Here's our basic outline that we have. So these first 2 weeks, I don't really have a whole lot due for you this first week. So this week and next week, the big thing you're going to be doing is start reading modules 1 and 2. And that should be read module 2, not read module 1. I said it twice, but either way, we've got in here the packet tracers that are due. If you want to go ahead and start working on weeks 3 packet tracers, that's fine. But the first 2 weeks, I don't give you a whole lot of, because we don't really have a full week. Between now and next week, we have a week, but we don't have enough time for everybody to get settled in. So I give you a little bit of time to get settled in. So start reading. And then by the end of the week of 221, you should have all of 1 and 2 completed. Then we go on down and we have 3 and 4. And then we have 5, and then and so on and so forth. So you can see, we don't have any assignments the week of 320. I'm actually going to a conference called Adepticon, which is a miniatures gaming convention where I play with little toy soldiers. So I'm out of town this week and trying out retirement, see how it's going to be. Man, I got all kind of typos.
Question for you.
Yep.
You play Adepticon, is that Warhammer 40K?
I have played 40K in the past. I play more BattleTech now than anything else.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, trust me, I've got more gray plastic than anybody you can imagine.
I can understand that. I respect that as well.
Yeah, I have more armies than you can shake a stick at. But yeah, I don't play it right now, but I do enjoy it, and I did enjoy playing it. I played in grand tournaments and everything years ago. So, so basically, we've got all the way down through week 13, which is our final week of the class, when we will have our skills and hands-on with the class ending May 8th. So this is a pretty long class. We got 13 weeks this semester, so we got some time to kind of get through some things and make everything happen. So, any questions about the general way the class is going to go? It's pretty
Yes.
much. Yep. Go ahead.
For the skills exam, I'm assuming there's 2 versions. One is a packet tracer, the other is a NetLab.
Yes, we are only going to use the NetLabs version. So
Not
I've
doing
got
the packet tracer one then.
correct. Now you're fine. If
Okay.
you want to do it, you can for practice. But I've already set up in your class. I've put the skills assessment. Don't do it yet. I put it in, I enabled it, but this is what you will be doing for the hands-on final right here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, underneath here are all the labs that are required. And you'll see, again, there's not many labs at all in CCNA 3 versus your other courses you've taken. So this course actually has the least amount of content of all the courses. That's important for you to think about when you're teaching this to your students also. This is a good class to try to kind of not rush through, but get through the material fairly quickly and then start getting them prepared to take their CCNA. And we'll talk more about the process to get your voucher and those types of things as we move forward. Okay. Now, I do have a quick question for you. How many of you are familiar with the O'Reilly database?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not either.
I've seen it. I've seen it before, and I believe that was last semester when I learned
Yeah.
about it.
Well, what I want y'all to do is I do want you to watch this video right here. There's a video showing you how to log in and use it. Okay. I want to show it to you, but when you watch this video, it'll teach you how to get in, but it's very simple. We pay for access for our entire technology division to the O'Reilly online database. I used to pay almost $50 a month for access just for myself. But the video will show you go to student resources, you go down to the library. You will end up going to resources and then A to Z database right here. And of course, O'Reilly begins with an O, and this is all shown in the video. So you go to O'Reilly Media. And when you get here, you're going to see a list of all these institutions listed. Ours is not listed. So you just click institution not listed and put in your full Stanley email address. For y'all will be your entire Stanley email address. Okay. And then once you put it in, you will have access to the O'Reilly database. Now this database, we have all kinds of playlists. So if you look at playlist, you can go in here and look for playlist. We have shared a playlist for CCNA. There's a CCNA material. So here's a list of all the materials we have. So an exam guide, there's an entire video course on CCNA. There's Todd Lamley's book. There's another book on the old CCT, which is here. There's an exam video course by Weldon Odom, if you know who Weldon Odom is. There's the certification guide. There's a video course by Kevin Wallace. Folks, this is free to you to use. And the great news is this: your Stanley email address does not go away when this class ends. It usually is active for at least 2 semesters past your last class at Stanley, which means you'll have access to it for spring, summer, and more than likely fall. Okay. Now, why is this so cool? Give me a topic you want to learn more about. Any topic in technology or some certification you're looking to get.
I'm looking to get Network Plus certification.
Okay. Network Plus. Okay. How would you like a book and a video course and another video course and another cert guide you could use? Mike Myers' book, 6th edition on Network Plus. All of these resources are available completely free. All you have to do if you want to start looking at this, click on it. It'll take you into the book and you can start reading the book. Books can't be downloaded, they can't be taken off, offline, but as long as you're online, you have the ability to study. An entire course by Mike Myers and Joe Ram. Give me another one. Somebody give me something else. Anybody want to learn about artificial intelligence?
Well, sooner or later we're going to have to.
Yeah. Here's a huge number of resources on artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, Python, finances. Here's something really cool too that I like to do. You also can go and look, you can look for books that have not yet been published. They actually have a way to see things ahead of time. But I mean, everything that you want to study, you can pretty much study in here. You want to learn Python? There's more Python resources. You want to learn AWS resources. They're just, it's amazing. I mean, it is truly amazing. All of the materials that are available inside of here. And it's all free to you completely free because you're taking a class at Stanley Community College in our technology department.
Question, you said to get it for you personally, it costs $50
It was $50 a
month?
month. Yeah, it was $50
Okay.
a month for me to have this for myself personally.
Okay.
So when we got the opportunity to get this, I had canceled my subscription because I just couldn't afford it. But when the college came and we were offered to be able to get this for and for the class, then for the entire campus, I was like, how much is it going to cost? Because I thought it would be ridiculous. Honestly, it's not as expensive as you would think it would be. And so we bought it for our department and the campus, everybody in our department. And it's the most used database on our campus. We use it a lot with VMware, like VCP. We have VCP playlist. And if you want to look at our playlists, we built playlists to show different things like CyberOps, PowerShell, DevNet, hacking, industrial. This is industrial control security. It's one I'm starting to build out, industrial control security. But yeah, PowerShell, NSX, everything's here. So we have really tried to give you opportunities to use this. Again, inside of canvas.stanley.edu, you need to click on the Accessing O'Reilly Database and it will walk you through the steps. But it's very simple. You just have to put in go to the library, go to A to Z databases, go to O for O'Reilly and put in your Stanley email address. Okay. Kim, I'm going to stop sharing for just a second and I'm going to go check to see why you're not in the course because you should be. I have put everybody in the course.
Yeah, I'm wondering, did you put me in with my Stanley email or did you put me in with my instructor email? Because I logged in with my instructor email so they could track that I am in fact an instructor.
Okay, now
And
my
we had
question
that
is
when I
this:
first last year.
Did you use that account with Kirby and CCNA too?
Yeah.
You did use your instructor account.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me go see if I can find the other account then, because I only saw the one that had Stanley on it. So let me try to
Because you remember I had to catch you on ASC Day last year to go ahead and get that fixed.
Yep. Okay. Now try it.
All right, let me reload.
Yep, try that and see what happens. And I'm going to remove your other one. Yeah, you should be in there now with your Durham Tech.
Yep, you are the awesomeness. I got it.
We got it. All right, let me get rid of this other one then. I just saw the first one and just put it in there, so not a problem.
Hey, better autopilot than missed.
Yeah, exactly. But you enrolled twice, so you could do the class twice. All right.
I love you, but not quite that much.
It's not that much work, huh? All right, so let's
Gotta save us something up to see you on Tuesday.
Yeah, won't be long. Are you talking about this coming Tuesday or talking about the 5th? Oh no, meeting, our
both,
next meeting, yeah.
Because that's right, we'll probably both be on
all
talking
the
about
above.
class and stuff.
Yeah. So everyone, we've got these 4 sites that I wanted you to be aware of. This class is just like your class before, other than you don't have Kirby, you got me. We'll be working through everything. We will, again, I know I have due dates. The due dates are there. Try to hit them if you can. We don't go nuts about due dates. But the due dates are actually in our class in simple syllabus at the bottom, or if you just want to have it locally, you can download the document, and the Word document has at the bottom all of the due dates too. Okay. So all the due dates are down here. So your due dates are here. I will also try to go in and get those into the actual, I thought I actually had them in here already. Pretty sure I do. Let's see, edit, settings. Nope, I got to go in and make them do the due dates on that. So I'll go in and try to get those due dates to fit the due dates in the, I did it for the other one. I didn't do it for this one. So I'll get your due dates on these actual packet tracers set inside of Netacad too, but they are on your syllabus. All right.
Yeah, I was just gonna say on Net Academy there were some assignments that had old due dates on them.
Yeah,
I don't know if you noticed or not.
Yeah, I'll fix them.
Okay.
I'll put that on my schedule to do tomorrow. I did it. You got to understand, I actually got this class last week. So I was not supposed to teach but one class, this fall or this spring, but it's all good. We'll make it work. I'll fix those tomorrow. So, all the dates inside of NetAcad will be fixed, tomorrow. I got to do a fast track for an instructor in the morning, so I'll just do it while I'm on the sitting, waiting, and letting them work. But please do use the O'Reilly database, folks. I can't tell you how big of a resource this is. I mean, even if you're teaching a class at your school and you just need some material to look something up for yourself, use this. I mean, you're a student here. You can use it how you want to use it. It's pretty amazing. So pretty amazing. Are there any other questions about the class or about kind of our format? As far as what I want you to do for me for the next 2 weeks is get reading, get to working on packet tracers, get to working on your NetLabs, test your access to Canvas, NetAcad, and NetLabs. And remember, again, I'm gonna put this in here. So everybody, every week, log in to Canvas and access the class. And all you have to do is literally click, go in the class, and that is it. And that is for attendance. And if you could all do it on Wednesdays, it'd be great because it makes my life a whole lot easier because I can do attendance on Wednesdays. Okay. And then test your access to the O'Reilly online. If you have any problems with it, let me know. My email address, kcaudill5282. I screwed up my own email address, 5282 at stanley.edu. Send me an email and we'll answer any questions you have. I'm actually kind of glad to teach this class. I hadn't taught it in a while, so it's going to be good to get to teach it and do some more lecturing on the different parts of it and kind of get through it again. I teach a lot of 1 and 2, do a lot of Navy classes, but the Navy doesn't teach 3, so we don't get to do a lot of 3, or I don't personally. Okay. Any other questions? Everybody, again, test your access to everything. Let me know if there are any issues. We are going to plan for this to be our time for this course, 4 to 5 on Wednesdays. If you cannot attend, which it's not required that you attend these sessions, but if you cannot attend, you are required to watch the videos. That is not optional. So our class information goes out via the videos. My lectures go out via the videos. So you are required. When I get this posted on the YouTube, I will send everybody a link to it. So if you missed anything during this session, you can just go back and watch it and catch up on it.
The link will be in NetAcad, right?
I'll put it in NetAcad and I will also I'll email it directly to everybody too.
Okay.
I'll do both. Yeah.
All right.
So I like to just email it directly. That way you've got it and you don't have to go poking around looking for it. But I will also stick it in NetAcad, just to make life easy for everybody. Yeah. Kirby hides his. Some of the instructors hide them. They don't put them out on YouTube. Kirby doesn't have as many years in it as I do. I'm building my YouTube channel for my future when I retire. No, I'm just kidding. But I honestly, I just put it out there because I use it kind of as a marketing tool, honestly. A lot of students see it. They see the lectures that we have and they get interested in what we're doing. And next thing you know, they want to take a class from us. So I don't hide mine behind a paywall or try to hide it inside the class itself. I put it out there and put it on a playlist and anybody wants to see it can see it. Okay, any other questions? Everybody
No, sir.
good? All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.